الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Certainly our praises are for Allah, and certainly we praise Allah. We seek His help, we seek His assistance. We ask Him to forgive us and to pardon us. We ask Allah to grant us refuge and protection and safekeeping and safeguard from the evils of our souls, the harm that we can do to ourselves and to others, the ruin that we can cause for our ignorance and our lust and our lack of patience, our lack of forbearance and perseverance. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to allow us to be protected from the consequences of not looking into the future and always being stuck in the moment, which is one of the greatest flaws of the human being, relatively and subjectively speaking. In the moment with regards to your religion, in the moment with regards to your life, in the moment with regards to your children, in the moment, relatively speaking, thinking about the minute instead of the hour, thinking about the hour instead of the day, or taking it to a smaller size, half of the day. This is the morning, this is forenoon, this is afternoon, this is the evening, and this is twilight. Thinking about one whole day instead of a week. What is my week going to be like? And is my week orbiting around Yom Jumu'ah? Or is it orbiting around getting paid and having a vacation and sleeping and doing whatever I wish or need to do? And only thinking about 7 days instead of thinking about 30 days and 31 days as a whole. And getting stuck in a month instead of getting stuck in a year. And the person only thinking about 12 months instead of actually stopping to think about his whole entire life. And how short life is. How fragile life is. And how it takes a split second for that gift that Allah handed you to be taken back from you. We ask Allah to protect us from this.
Ameen.
And when Allah Azza wa Jal wills to forsake us and leave us to our own nufus, His protection, His refuge, but He shows us and He gives us a lesson and teaching us what will take place if we were in charge. And we make poor decisions. We make poor actions. We ask Allah to protect us from the consequences of those poor actions. The consequences of being a human, of being impulsive, of being lustful, of being impatient, or whatever other flaw that the human being is riddled by. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to make us of those who are guided and to always keep us from being from those who are misguided. Those who used to know something and they no longer know it. Those who used to reject something and then they accept it and they avow it. And that's very dangerous and that's very scary. All of these years, have you gotten better as a Muslim? Or have you gotten worse? The sunnah practices that you used to do when you first met your wife, when you first met your husband, when you first had your children, how good of a Muslim you are. Have you gotten stronger? Have you learned more? Or have you gotten further from the Sirat al-Mustaqim through the wear and the tear of life of diabetes, of breast cancer, of your son and of your daughter, your grandchildren, the bills, the responsibilities of the worldly life that all of us have to look after? Has that beaten you down? Or has that made you stronger? Has that given you thicker skin? Have you become more patient in your old age? Or have you become more intolerant? Or more impulsive and more impatient and more evil and more vile? Do your grandchildren run to you and jump upon you? Or do they run away from you and despise you and only speak with you and talk with you when they want something worldly? It's a serious question we have to ask ourselves. We ask Allah to keep us guided. The worldly guidance and of course the spiritual guidance. The scary thought of not being a Muslim. The scary thought of waking up and not having Iman. The scary thought of Iman being snatched from your heart. And you walking down the street as an average, heedless kafir. If that doesn't make your hair stand up, if that doesn't make you have goosebumps, if that doesn't make you afraid, then perhaps you don't appreciate Allah's gift and Allah's guidance. Perhaps it's not for you. If you don't value it, if you take your Islam lightly, if you take your Islam as a joke, if you think that you can just do it whenever you want to, and practice it whenever you want to, and come and go as you want to, and not to realize that there are people who have left Islam who used to practice Islam. There are people who are never Muslim, who have brains and they have minds, and they're quote-unquote good people. They go to work, they take care of their family, they pay bills, they don't wrong anyone, they don't do no injustices to anyone, and they're still not Muslims. And Allah Azza wa Jalla chose to give it to you. He blessed you with the guidance, your own family members, your cousins that are Muslims that don't pray. Allah chose you to go to make Umrah, to make Hajj. How many of your family members went over there? Allah chose you. So be grateful for that blessing. And ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to keep you upon that blessing. As Allah Azza wa Jalla tells us, إِنَّا أَعْطَيْنَاكَ الْكَوْثَرَ فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ إِنَّ شَانِئَكَ هُوَ الْأَبْتَرُ. Allah says, O Muhammad, indeed we will give you. Indeed we have given you. Indeed you will have Al-Kawthar, that blessed river, that blessed pond. That pond which is incomparable and of any type of measure to anything of the most luxurious body of water and personal pond in this worldly life. Its color, its taste, its smell, and its size. إِنَّا أَعْطَيْنَاكَ الْكَوْثَرَ. So therefore, what do you have to do? What do you owe me? What is your responsibility? And how do you preserve this blessing that I have bestowed upon you? فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْهَارَ. So pray to your Lord and slaughter to your Lord, and only for Him. Show thanks and show gratitude. إِنَّ شَأْنِيَكَ هُوَ الْأَبْتَرُ. Because the one who hates you, the one who viles you, the one who speaks ill of you, he's the one who's going to be cut off. He's the one that's not going to survive. He's the one that's not going to live on. His name will be thrown in the dirt, in the dust, and humiliated. And your name will live on. And that is exactly what has happened. Everyone knows the name of Muhammad, Muslim and non-Muslim. But how many people know the name Abu Jahl? Where's his name? Where's his honor? Where's his legacy? It's vanished. In the Shanaka Hu'al. Those who hate you, they will be cut off. And your name and your legacy and your message will live on and continue. So Allah gave the Prophet ﷺ something. Allah will give the Prophet ﷺ something. And Allah commanded the Messenger of Allah ﷺ in turn to give something. So if you want to remain guided, then you must thank Allah for guidance. And thanking Allah for guidance doesn't need a khutbah. It doesn't need a lecture. It doesn't need a thick book for you to read. It's easy and it's simple. And that is obey Allah. Thank Allah. Mention Allah's name. Praise Allah's name. Give back because Allah has given you so much. I've been witnessing and I testify that Allah alone without any partner deserves to be worshipped. And I've been witnessing and I testify that Muhammad ﷺ is the servant and the apostle of Allah, the messenger of Allah, the caller to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala night and day, in his statement, in his action, in his supplication, in his dua to Allah Azza wa Jalla. He was kind to his followers and he wanted good for his ummah. Those who believed and those who did not believe, he wanted all of them to be guided. He wanted all of them to accept the message. And the only time he became angry was for the sake of Allah the Mighty and the Most High. And if he became angry for his own personal reason, Allah sent down the Quran telling him not to do that. And if he thought about something, or if he was short-sighted, Abasa wa tawalla, Allah sent down the revelation telling him, don't worry about this one, you worry about that one. You focus on those who are listening. And those who do not listen, those who don't follow the message, that's not your responsibility. It's not your duty. You just convey the clear message. You want good for them. You open up the door for them, and if I want them to walk through that door, that's what they would do. And if I don't want them, they won't never ever walk through that door. إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. You cannot guide whom you please to guide, O Muhammad. But Allah guides whom He wills. And Allah knows those who are guided versus those who are guided not. May the prayers of Allah be upon the Prophet ﷺ. The salutations and the blessings of Allah be upon his family members, his wives and his children, and all those who follow his message and follow his good way until the end of time. To proceed, the best speech is the speech of Allah, and the best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad ﷺ. And the worst guidance, and the worst speech, and the worst behavior is to oppose the way of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, and to make up your own way, and to create your own way, and to add and to tweak and to augment your own way. For this is bid'ah, and all bid'ah is misguidance. And misguidance will never ever be in paradise. Misguidance never leads to paradise. Misguidance has only one address, one place of residence, and that is Jahannam, hellfire. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Alaykum as-sidq." He says, be truthful. فَإِنَّ الصِّدْقَ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْبِرِّ. Because truthfulness leads to piety. And piety leads to one place and one place only, and that is paradise. And he says, وَإِيَّاكُمْ وَالْكَذِبِ. And beware of lying. For lying leads to wickedness. And wickedness can only lead to one place. That's the hellfire. There's no wickedness in paradise. There's no bid'ah in paradise. There's no misguidance in paradise. Guidance is in Jannah. It leads to Jannah, and misguidance leads to its opposite. وَلِيَعْذُ بِاللَّهِ. To proceed. قال الحافظ العلامة شيخ الإسلام الثاني ابن قيم الجوزية رحمه الله تعالى: والقلوب ثلاثة، قلب خال من الإيمان وجميع الخير، فذلك قلب مظلم قد استراح الشيطان من إلقاء الوساوس إليه، إلى أنه قد اتخذه بيتا ووطنا وتحكم فيه بما يريد وتمكن منه غاية التمكن والعياذ بالله. القلب الثاني قلب قد استنار بنور الإيمان وأوقد فيه مصباحه، لكن عليه ظلمة الشهوات وعواصف الأهوياء، فللشيطان هناك إقبال وإدبار ومجاولات ومطامع، فالحرب دول وسجال، وتختلف أحوال هذا الصنف بالقلة والكثرة، فمنهم من أوقاته غلبة عدوه أكثر، ومنهم من أوقاته غلبة عدوه له أكثر، ومنهم من هو تارة وتارة. القلب الثالث قلب محشو بالإيمان، قد استنار بنور الإيمان وانقشعت عنه حجب الشهوات وأقلعت عنه تلك الظلمات، فلنوره في قلبه إشراق، ولذلك الإشراق إيقاد، لو دنا منه الوساوس احترق به، فهو كالسماء التي حرست بالنجوم، فلو دنا منه الشيطان ليتخطاها رجم فاحترق. وليست السماء بأعظم هربة من المؤمن، وحراسة الله تعالى له أتم من حراسة السماء، والسماء متعبد الملائكة ومستقر الوحي، وفيه أنوار الطاعات، وقلب المؤمن مستقر التوحيد والمحبة والمعرفة والإيمان، وفيه أنوارها، فهو حقيق أن يحرس ويحفظ من كيد العدو، فلا ينال منه شيء إلا على غرة وغفلة وخطفة. وقد مثل ذلك بمثال حسن، وهو 3 بيوت: بيت للملك فيه كنوزه وذخائره وجواهره، وبيت للعبد فيه ككنوز العبد وبيت فيه كنوز العبد وذخائره وجواهره وليس فيه جواهر الملك وذخائره، وبيت خال صفر لا شيء فيه. فجاء اللص ليسرق من أحد البيوت، فمن أيها يسرق؟ فإن قلت من البيت الخالي كان محالا، لأن البيت الخالي ليس فيه شيء يسرق. ولهذا قيل لابن عباس رضي الله تعالى عنهما: إن اليهود تزعم أنها لا توسوس في صلاتها، فقال: ما يصنع الشيطان بالقلب الخراب. وإن قلت يسرق من بيت الملك كان ذلك كالمستحيل الممتنع، فإن عليه من الحرس واليزك ما لا يستطيع اللص الدنو منه، كيف وحارسه الملك بنفسه؟ وكيف يستطيع اللص الدنو منه وحوله من الحرس والجند ما حوله؟ فلم يبق للص إلا البيت الثالث، فهو الذي يشن عليه الغارة. فليتأمل اللبيب هذا المثال حق التأمل، ولينزله على القلوب، فإنها على منواله. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم، ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات والذكر والعبر. أقول ما سمعتم وأستغفر الله تعالى لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه كان غفارا. الحمد لله وكفى، وصلاة الله وسلامه على عباده الذين اصطفى. أما بعد, I want to share some beautiful speech with each and every one of you. Those of my brothers who come from Yemen, or come from Palestine, or come from Morocco or Algeria, or any of the Middle Eastern part of the world, or those of my brothers who come from the United States, or come from the Caribbean, who have learned the beautiful Arabic language and can understand the seriousness of what I've just read. I'm going to translate it to you, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, word for word. And I don't want to make too much of an explanation or commentary. I want you to think about it yourself. And I want you to reflect on it yourself. And I want you to ponder on it yourself. And hopefully, it's my humble wish that you will appreciate and find the beauty in this awesome speech. Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he says the hearts are of 3 types. Al-qulubu thalathatun. There are 3 classes of hearts. 3 types of hearts. So immediately, before I read any other line of sentence, or before I translate any other line of sentence, what's the first thing that you should be doing? You from Yemen or from Palestine or Iraq, you from Guyana or from Brooklyn or from wherever you're from, the first thing that you should be doing from the Dominican Republic, wherever you come from, is thinking, which of the three classes do I fall under? That's step number one. Before you hear the three types of hearts, which type is mine? Which class do I have? Realistically speaking, no one but me and myself in the mirror. Which heart do I have? And if I have a lesser class, an inferior class, if I don't have the top model, then what am I doing to level up? What am I going to do to level up? You go to the car dealership. You tell them how much money you want to spend. What do you want to lease? Are you looking to own, lease to own, finance the car, APR? How much credit do you make? You go to the place. What car are you looking for? You go to a pre-owned place. You're looking to buy a car. What are you looking for? A sedan, SUV, CRV, leather interior. This is the top line, the top model. And this is what it's going to cost you. Let's run your credit. Let's run your information. Let's crunch the numbers. Okay, I can't afford that. Or you're not approved. Or that's a bit beyond my means and my budget. Okay, well, we have a lesser class, a smaller car. It doesn't have leather interior. It doesn't have a stylish dashboard. You have to look at your budget. You have to look at your needs. You're looking for a fast car, a family car. You have to look at what type of heart you have. And if you want a bigger car, a V6, a V8, whatever type of engine, a stronger mobile, then you have to level up. Make more money. Save more money. Exclude this thing that you spend your money on. How are you going to get a better car? Which car do you drive? What type of driver are you? You have to ask yourself this question. Which of the three hearts do I have? Before I listen to the actual three types of hearts. Ibn Qayyim, rahimahullah, he says, these hearts are of three. Not four, not two, but only three. Al-qulubu thalathatun. He says, number one, qalbun khalid min al-iman. It's a heart that is faithless. Faithless. It has no iman whatsoever. Waliyadu billah. No light, and it's totally dark and black. And the shaitan doesn't have to work too hard with his heart. It's not much of an effort. It's not much of a struggle with this type of heart. The shaitan is not putting in overdrive or overtime because this heart is already dead. And the doctors say flatline. It's not much to do. You can try to resuscitate him. You can do everything you want, but the heart is dead. The brain is dead. Khalas. It's not much work that remains. It's a heart that has no iman, has no faith. So therefore, shaitan's behavior towards this heart is a lax behavior. He says, قَدْ اسْتَرَاحَ الشَّيْطَانُ مِنْهُ أَوْ مِنْ إِلْقَاءِ الْوَسَاوِسِ إِلَيْهِ. The shaitan is at ease. He doesn't have to work too hard because his heart is dead. And that's because the shaitan has already conquered this heart. وَلِيَذُ بِاللَّهِ لِأَنَّهُ قَدْ اتَّخَذَهُ بَيْتًا وَوَطَنًا. It's his home. Shaitan relaxes here. Think about that now. وَلِيَذُ بِاللَّهِ. When you come home, what do? You've been working for 14 hours out today. What do? You go home and work more? Or you don't sit down and relax. A love seat, a sofa. You sit down and you relax because it's your what? It's your house. And that's why they say there's no place like home. You can be the most luxurious intercontinental hotel. It's not as comfortable as your house. There's no place in which you can truly sit back and lie back like your house. And that's why we have ultimate misery with regards to marital problems. Because a man lives in a house and he's not treated like a king. If I can't be treated like a king in my own house, where will I be treated like a king? And a woman, she says and she complains that she's not being treated like a queen. If her husband can't treat her like a queen, and her own home she's treated like a queen, where on earth, by Allah asks you, will she be treated like a queen? There's no place like home when it comes to rest and relaxation. So the shaitan, he doesn't have to work too hard. He's conquered this heart. He has taken over this heart. It's not too much effort that he has to do. Al-qalb al-thani, the second type of heart, Ibn Qayyim, he says, is a heart that is luminous. قَدْ اسْتَنَارَ بِنُورِ الْإِيمَانِ. There is light in this heart. It's not absolutely dark, but it's not purely pristine either. It's a bit of this and a bit of that. He says there is some type of shade, some type of dodgy darkness, and that's the dodgy darkness of lust, of shahwa. I make salah, I make hajj, I give zakat, I do the right thing, but I have a small addiction. I have an indulgence. I have a problem with this. I have a weakness with this. Every now and then I fall into that. My shortcoming. It's an ongoing fitna with me smoking cigarettes, or drinking alcohol, or chasing girls, or stealing money, or whatever that fitna may be. But in most cases, I'm doing the right thing. I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to be a good Muslim, but I still have some lust. And that lust is going to put a tinge on the clarity of the glass. It's good glass, but the sun is not totally piercing and penetrating there through. It's a bit foggy. And that goes back to the example of the car. And that's why all cars come with windshield wipers. That's a basic necessity of the car. You have the fluid to scrape off the bugs, the dust, the rain, because the clearer the windshield, the easier it is for you to drive. And the dustier the windshield, the more bugs on the windshield, the darker and the high beams are not on, the more difficult it is for you to drive. So you can manage, but it's a struggle. It's a hazard. It's a danger. So that's the second type of heart. It's the type of heart which it isn't absolutely dark, nor is it absolutely light. Sometimes the shaitan wins the battle, and sometimes the servant wins the battle. And that's warfare. There is no one that's 101% absolutely undefeated. One way or another, he's going to lose something. One way or another, there's some type of sacrifice or loss that you must suffer. And heart number 3 is the heart that is bursting with iman. It's full of iman. It's full of light. It's full of tawheed. And it's full of the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the shaitan has no realistic chance of attacking it. There's not much that the shaitan can do. Ibn Qayyim, he says, let's make an example of a house. A house. Which house will be attacked by the burglars? By the robbers? The bad guys? The evil people? Which house are they going to break into? We have the house number 1. It's the house of the king. The palace of the king. What's in this palace? All types of gold, silver, silk, pearls, treasures, jewels, and gems. But 9 out of 10 times, the palace of the king is going to be what? It's going to be guarded. And then we have another house, another residence or dwelling, occasional dwelling of the king. But it's not where the king stays all of the time. And that's not where the king keeps his treasure. And then we have a third house which is void. A third house that has no treasure, no gems, no jewels, no money. It's not Fort Knox. There's nothing in there. The smart thief, the educated thief, the intelligent burglar. What house is he going to attack? Attack house number 1? Attack house number 2? Or attack house number 3? Which is the most likely for him to attack? Ibn Qayyim, he says, what is the sky protected by? As-sama, the heavens are protected by what? Allah, he tells us that they're shooting stars. These missiles are launched and thrown and hurled against the devils who listen and hear what Allah is saying to the malaika. And that's why we have soothsayers, tarot card readers, we have the palm lady. And sometimes what they say is true. And sometimes what horoscopes say is true. And sometimes what they prevent or what they predict is true. Nostradamus. Some of it is true. Because they have friends that tell them things. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, he made security for the heavens. And that is by burning those devils alive. Ibn Qayyim, he says, the heart isn't more sacred than he says, the sky and the heavens. It's not more sacred than the believer in his heart. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, he is given security and protection against shaitan attacking and jumping on the heart of the believer. And that is the pure, safe heart. And it's only a few times which the shaitan is going to feel the pain until he tries to come back and return a second time. Just like a thief. The security is too tight, it's too fierce. It's suicide trying to rob that bank. It's suicide trying to get that armored car. You can be foolish enough if you want to, but you will suffer the consequences. As far as one who's sleepless, you go to sleep with your door unlocked, you don't have on your security, your eyes are not open, your ears are not open, you don't learn no self-defense, then you become a victim of the thief. So think about your heart, and think about your prayer. When you enter the salah, when you're sitting down, listening to the khutbah, which of the 3 hearts do you have? Is your heart being attacked by shaitan? Is your heart conquered by the shaitan? Or has shaitan lost hope and despair? He has no desire whatsoever of coming at you because your defense is impregnable. It's too strong. And that strength is in muscle. That strength is in steel. That strength is in cameras. No. That strength is in your love of Allah. Your fear of Allah. The dhikr of Allah. The good deeds that you do. The dua that people make for you. That is your true strength. And if you don't have that strength, if you let down your defenses, know for sure that the shaitan will play with you. And he will attack you. And be in that ta'ala at best. Hopefully, at best, you'll have a fight with him. A fight with your nafs. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala And I pray to Allah for myself, not necessarily for you, but for myself, is that we don't have the heart that is conquered by shaitan.
Ameen.
The heart in which he rests and resides there. And it's not much work for him to do. So look at your heart, no one else's. Don't think about your partner sitting next to you. Don't think about your brother, your wife, your son. Think about your own heart. Focus on your own heart. Worry on your own heart. And most importantly, how am I going to level up to the next type of heart? And if I have a premium heart, how am I going to preserve that heart? The maintenance of the vehicle that you have, which is the top of its cylinder, the best vehicle. There's no vehicle that's better than this. But you have to maintain it. You have to keep it clean. You have to look into its needs and its necessities. And if not, it will become broken down. If not, it will become dilapidated. And if not, it will break down upon you. We ask Allah to make our hearts clean and pure.
Ameen.
We ask Him to allow our hearts to be protected from shaitan.
Ameen.
We ask Allah to allow us to have the fight and the will, the stomach, to stand up against the shaitan and against our own souls, our own whims, our own lusts, our own desires. And that's all I have to say today.